Hello and welcome to the 8th of the 8th, 2023. And this is what we define as the Lionsgate portal. And the way my guides have described it is this is a portal now that we can step through, and we don't even have to know we're doing that, but this is giving us some more grounding and a timeline to work with that is taking us up to the next level, the next versions of ourselves. And the collective that wants to work through me today are a collective called the Essasani. And although this is not a channel, I am going to be very well aware of what they're saying. It's just allowing them to give me the message and I will relay the message to you. So this is why I will be saying we a lot, because the way I'm recognizing them is there are a few, so there's a collective of them. So I will now let them, I'm going to say, take over and give us this lesson. What I would suggest is that you sit in a quiet corner. You might want to close your eyes or just focus on a specific thing, just so that you're focusing inward within yourself, so that you're listening and not listening from the external, looking at the external and listening from the monkey mind, so that you are taking and absorbing everything in, and your soul is able to step forward and help you with this. Because what the Essasani are telling me is, if you've reached and come to this message, this lesson, it's what you were meant to do. And so we're going to give you the coding, the key to unlocking the next step for you, the next level, the next version of you. So just sit back and enjoy this lesson. Hello, and we want you to know that you've reached this by no mistake. You have reached this message because you have followed your soul's path and you have been listening to your soul's path for quite a while, we imagine, and your guides will have guided you here. And this is why we've chosen the Lionsgate portal, because we know from the external collective that many people will be looking at what the Lionsgate portal would be giving them in terms of healing. So this has given us an opportunity now for Julie just to call this Lionsgate portal, and how we can help ourselves so that you can, it was so that you can find us. But let's look at what we think about the Lionsgate portal. First of all, this is giving you a beautiful, perfect opportunity to understand your strength and your power within you. This is what the lion will represent. And of course, being very proud. A lion's pride is just being very proud of who you are right now. You may not feel it right now, but this is about taking you back. We want to call it within, but taking you a step back within yourselves, away from the constant conscious mind that's always looking to the external to give you the answers, the things that you will say to yourself. How do I do this? What is going on here? Why is everything going wrong for me? But what we're here to tell you right now is we absolutely know, and there is no mistake, that it's your soul's path, that many of you will have already hit rock bottom right now, or will have been in a place of trauma and turmoil and struggling and strife. But we want you to see, do you see that this is because you needed to strip away all of that doesn't serve you anymore? So you have been on this path for several years seeking the truth, when all along the truth is within you. And this is where you humans get frustrated, because you do not look in the right place. You're always seeking on the outside. always seeking external. And we are constantly reminding you that everything, all the answers, your truth, how strong you are, how powerful you are, how divine you are, is all within you. The answers are within you and have always been within you. They're always there and always have been. So this is about reminding you to return to yourself, to go back to that 0 point of you where you can make choices of who you are and who you want to be. So you've done the hardest work, as you would see it, in that you have been stripping away all that doesn't serve you. And yes, you have some other some work to do, some more work to do in stripping away as well. But that will get easier and easier in the next few years. This, for many of you, has been going on over the last 4 years, we want to tell you. And it was basically for helping you drop. It was for the purpose of dropping the old versions of you, the old versions of your humanness, and so that you're able to create the greater versions of you. So through this Lionsgate portal, you can now start to build your new versions of you. So you may not feel like it right now, but you have been learning the lessons in how to be the master creator of yourself. You've always heard by now that you create your reality. Do you know what that actually means? Are you actually applying that meaning, or are you just seeking to the outside again, looking through, as you've been for years, seeking, through social media platforms, through other therapists, what is the meaning of this? And we're here to tell you now, you know the meaning of this, and it's now time to start applying everything that you've learned, for it's no mistake of all the things you've learned, and it's no mistake of all the things that you've had to drop away. It might be you've had left loved ones, friends, your job's falling away, you've been made redundant, so the money's fallen away. All of this is it's like to have a clean slate. So you're setting yourself from a clean slate, and this has had to happen because you can't heal while you've still got all the trauma inside you. And if you're still avoiding things, that is something you need to face and to continue the work in. But we want you to know right now, getting feedback from other guides, in that we are very proud of how you have. I'm so sorry. It's proud how we would say it. We are very impressed in how you have dealt with this. I'm just going to, this is Julie butting in, I'm just going to say, the other guides, they don't have the feelings like we do. They don't have the ego like we do. So, with ego, it can be very difficult because the ego does look to the outside, and our subconscious mind is very conditioned in this. And with subconscious mind, it does stop us doing things. It creates our reality. So we live our reality based on our subconscious programming. But that is what we've been clearing up and taking out, and taking all the junk out of our body. Okay. So we want you to know now that you no longer have to just spend years and years relentlessly seeking the answers. You have all the answers now. So look at this in a different way. Look at this in terms of using your knowledge and power and strength to understand how to create the perfect geometry, so the perfect body, the perfect life for you. You have already learned lesson 1, and that is the awareness. The awareness that you know there are things that you've been self-sabotaging, that there are things that you have needed to move away from, the awareness that you no longer need to live in a life of struggling, survival, poverty. You no longer need to be in those versions of you, on those and attached to those grids. So this next part is for you, after the awareness, is for you to say, what actually is my desire? What do I desire? What is my heart's desire? For the heart is one of the main areas of the body, okay? It is the main area of the body that if you have your heart's desire, that is what you're emanating out into the external from within. That is the signal, that is the tune, the turn you are giving out. You set yourself your desire. And yes, it does not matter quite at this moment if you do not have all the details, but it is important to collect and develop and evolve all those details, because otherwise, how do you know what it is you want? How do you know what step to take? How does the universe know what you want? So set yourself a nice huge desire. That is the step 2 after awareness. Then you ask yourself, what you're trying to do here is you're not being in overwhelm of this big desire. You're then, like a project, breaking it down and ask yourself, what is my next step in achieving this desire? So you are then working with soul, listening and just asking, what is my next step in achieving this? And just listen to the next place you have to move into. So just imagine yourself as sitting here right now, slate clean, with a clean slate, and working into, what is it I desire? What version of me do I want to be in? And all the versions are a frequency. So you're creating a version of you based on your frequency. So if you right now are still feeling stuck, stopping yourself, self-sabotaging, telling yourself you can't do things, or this isn't possible because this isn't, I would do this, but have a look at that frequency of yourself that is literally blocking your view to being able to see the other versions of yourself and all those potentials, all those timelines, parallel lives, however you want to say it. Instead, focus on that desire, focus on that desire, focus on that desire. Once you get it, then just drop it. So what you're doing is, I command that this desire is already here. Once you think of that desire, it is already done. You have already created that version of you that is in your desire. And to enable that desire to come into present, into your reality, you may have to take steps, but it's only aligned. It's only aligned steps. What you don't do is falter back and say, this is not going to happen. I'm not sure how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to happen. That's what you let go of. That's what you forget about, how it's going to happen. You leave that to your soul and your universe. But what you've done is opened up your field, opened up the field of possibilities of getting to that new frequency or that new version of yourself. Yeah? Does that make sense? Just think about that. So with this new version of yourself, what is that next step? Take a step back Just take a step back and just allow yourself to listen. Be silent. Just focus within. Allow yourself to listen. Anything going on the monkey mind, just focus on allowing yourself to listen. If you struggle, bring yourself into your heart space. And we're not going to tell you where that is. You will know where heart space is. Bring yourself into your heart space and imagine a beautiful white light in your heart, and all you're focusing on is a beautiful white light in your heart space. And then think, what is my desire? And here you will think of how I desire to serve others, and that's fantastic, and that's what we want you to do. But we also want you to know, how do I serve myself? What do I want to do? How will I have my life fulfilled? So how do I serve others, but how do I do it in a way in life fulfilled? So it's a story you wanting to create for yourself, to create this beautiful version of yourself based on a frequency. That is all it is. When you hit that frequency, that is it. And so you may need to take steps. Some things, some smaller things are instant. Some smaller things are very instant. But we also want to tell you now, think of everything being instant. This is what a master creator becomes. Everything is instant. But we know with you humans, your instinct is being very impatient, in that you want to be you want to be the millionaire right now. You want to be the all-encompassing thing right now. But absolutely no. Once you're setting your desire, that is giving you the frequency to work to. And the most important thing to learn here is more about the rather than the destination, is the steps you take, and in each step feeling more of a fulfillment. So if it's a case of having to get a job in a particular place that will allow you to learn lessons, look at that as the part of the fulfillment of your greater destination. If it's a case that you have to learn more lessons or go on a course, that's what you need to do. At the same time, please stop going on course after course after course after course, but not applying it. If you've been on many courses, and many of you have, including Julie, have been on many courses, and still not applying what you've learned. So yes, go on a course, but you look at how to apply, and that's the applying is about going within, is looking at going within and really listening deeply to your soul's desires, to your soul's path. And there are plenty of people and there are plenty of ways to go on this. We can tell you now, there is not one way. There is just one right way for you, or many right ways for you to do this. But right now, stop saying, how do you do that? Because then you are not listening within. That's not listening within. That's looking at the external world and looking at it with your more conscious mind, rather than looking at what you already know and being at one with you. There will be lots more teachings, and Julie will be giving lots more teachings about how to go from the current version of yourself to the version of yourself that you desire. But you can't go there until you get until you understand what it is you do desire. And that can be something you desire that isn't the greatest thing, but is something that you want to do right now. Something that would allow you to know that soul can tell you this is what you need to step into. Knowing that some things, there's not even a step. It's a case of sometimes it's not even doing anything. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything. It's more of a state of being. So the step could be working on the inner part of you. The step could be you need to get rid of a subconscious belief. But then you need to take some action steps. You may need to take some action steps of this is where I need to be. And you might not feel that's an action step, because a lot of people now will say to you, you'll see a lot of people saying, you don't even have to take any action, you just be. But what that might mean around is that you might need to you might have that feeling, I need to go to this place. And by going to the place, you are in at the right time, the right place, the right space, to meet somebody else who can help you and allow your desire to come to fruition. So that's what they will mean by you don't have to do anything, you just have that inkling. Sometimes you'll get that phone call because you've done the inner work, because you've done the work in the energy, in your light, with your source, soul, however you want to describe it. And at this level, you don't need to worry about or think about, is it soul, is it source, because it's all as one. It's your greater part of you. Remembering that your human is only an extension of your greater part. So your human is having the human experience, and to help your greater part live some lessons and have an experience. And so, finally, to help you right now, we are going to help you activate to another level, to the next level version of yourself. So, sit back and relax and enjoy. We are going to use light language to allow your DNA to strip away more of its false stories of who you are, and allow you to work through more of the veil, to open up the other dimensions of yourself that you may not be able to see right now. But you can use this to allow yourself to expand into the other dimensions. And this is where you don't even need to worry too much or think too much about what is this, what is that. You just need to understand your soul will show you the way. So here we are going to activate your DNA into the next levels, to open up the next levels of you, the next dimensions. It's helping you to thin the veil. Mek alar stundara aka indorama akarodesta. Ilai ki mara horta, e konena skumre ki talardo. Lare komre dasti kare destinato. Lare oma ik umala standara korda. Ne kore dasti kolarda dara maski korda. Lare dos tingra ust andare markito la ost. Lare mori kara kos gondola mare kala stundara ka. Bere ik underlåste lärartaska. Mare ukomarataske dorodoski lado isko ole itindarabaski koror inda o maka ikola. Emokonarste ikinala ostundo de baske a ikindala ost ik amoroto lama iskombara ikala stundara aka. Namrakiska norgasti kalodost. Ekorota ak usk ikela sustana markuta. Emorki kala stundur kindala oistendana katorodo. Bre ikindala oistendana inkre ik ola astundara katorodist. Karastundara ikoraki karodo ma ikirdistana rostega. Nereki kala stundala akorediskidi. Lara ok ikola stundara amma ikumaristi. Lare ikurideski karastu. Lare ukamarai nanast ikamarestata. And now our advice to you is to pick a piece of paper and pen, or type this up and ask soul. Just ask yourself, your inner intuition, what is my desire? And what is my next step to achieve this desire? So just look at it one step at a time. And then watch out for your soul's synchronicities. For just like Julie today, when we came to her to give her this message and allow her to put this message through her, she asked who we were, and she remembers something about her. She didn't quite know how to spell and explain and pronounce Essasani, and she remembered somewhere she'd found in the lessons of about 300 videos, and within 300 videos went straight to the right video, and it was right into an hour of a 2 hour video. It was actually went straight into an hour, and that was exactly where this person was explaining who we were. So you see how synchronicities can be so instant. So when the synchronicities are instant, that will help you to understand how instant you can bring things into your field and work it into your hologram of reality. So your reality, creating your new version, your new frequency of yourself. So when you understand how instant the synchronicities can be, that will help you to believe how instant the rest of it could be. And what we want you to do is stop this. Well, it's not happening. What's happening? I'm waiting. I've been waiting. This is happening for years. Because forget all those previous years. They're all aligned and all part of your soul's plan. All you have to do is think of the now and where you're going to rise up in the future. Stop thinking and dwelling on the past unless it's going to help you bring your frequency up, your vibration up to a higher level. So what we mean by that is think of things in the past that you have achieved, all the good things, and every time you think about a bad thing happened, that is what you need to let go of and stop dwelling on, because all you're doing is bringing that past frequency of yourself right back up to the present day. And you are distorting your body, you're distorting your mind, you're distorting everything that you are, and that's creating a disconnection of you as an extension to soul. So you are then blocking yourself from hearing soul. So nobody else is blocking soul for you, you are doing that. So please bear that in mind. Just open yourself up. Leave the questions open-ended. Never a negative question. Make the questions that you have to get the answers of where your next steps are and how you heal in whatever way you need to heal, whether that's in relationships, with fulfillment of jobs, with your body. Ask in a positive way. And this is the end, and we hope you have just used this to enjoy it and feel a little bit better, feel that partly towards being a next level of you. Really understand what that is, being a next level of you, and just help that by raising your frequency today. And goodbye.